Well, this week, we've gone ahead to obviously get in lots of stories concerning Jodan Sancho that we haven't gone ahead to broadcast in here for you, but having gone ahead to miss out on the game of Fulham that saw United win by 1-0, a lot of dust has been raised, and Ten Hag is going to speak out on why he was not in the match squad for the club of Manchester United towards the game of Fulham. Amid this interest from different clubs, it looks like the possibility of him leaving the club of Manchester United is still on, though even if he's not sold, he's really willing to stay at the club of Manchester United and fight for his position in this season or the squad of Erik Ten Hag. Welcome to this channel, and we're going to be talking about Angel Gomes, former at Manchester United. Yesterday, he really lost his consciousness on the pitch, but good news is he's really doing better. Smash like button, comment and share. If you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. On Friday, Fabrizio Romano came up and told us that understand Sancho's future remains open as things could still happen before the end of the summer window. PSG spoke to the players camp in July, but no formal bid sent to Manchester United, while clubs remain in contact for Ugarte. There are also more options, no decision made yet. That's what we got. That's what we get. That's what we got from the man known as Fabrizio Romano. It was on a Friday. Now, on Friday again, we had a story coming in through from Christopher Michel telling us that Chelsea have expressed an interest in signing Jodan Sancho. They are willing to offer a transfer fee and 2 academy players for the winger, or sign him on loan with an obligation to buy, with them covering his entire wages. Now, this story came in on Friday, and I was like, Chelsea looks like they don't know what exactly they're doing. And for me, I just laugh when I see Chelsea going in for anyone, because they're really having very many wingers, you know, left wingers and right wingers. But you really understand the reason as to why they are in need of Jodan Sancho. Obviously, when you're having a player like Modric, Raheem Sterling, not giving the vibes that you want, you at least look around elsewhere and ask yourself, do we have another left forward that can obviously do the needful? And I think Sancho to Chelsea can obviously make sense for Sancho, because Sancho has always wanted to be playing on the left. He wants to be played as a left winger. That is it, and it's known, and it has been pronounced by very many managers. Erik Ten Hag pronounced it, and even Ole Gunnar Solskjaer confirmed it. But at Chelsea, I think the chance is there, right? Because the right wing is sorted: Pedro Neto, Madueke, and Carl Palmer. You understand? On the left, if Sancho comes in through, that means he's going to be competing with Mukalo Modric, because it's rumored that one of the players that Chelsea are considering selling is Raheem Sterling, and Enzo Maresca once worked with Sancho at Chelsea, at Man City when he was still in the academy of Manchester City. I think Maresca and Jason Wilcox, they worked with Sancho before he left for Dortmund. So, as it stands, it's really important to note that Sancho is attracting very huge interest from very many clubs. And for us as Manchester United, we have to be excited. You understand? We have to be excited about that, because if you're having a player and very many teams are really interested in him, then that is really great. And kudos to Ineos for obviously getting Sancho to apologize to Erik Ten Hag, and obviously see the player is back into the training session for the club of Manchester United. That means now clubs can obviously come after him, because they believe he now can do the needful in abiding with the code, with the disciplinary code of the manager set there. So that's why you see it that teams are now flocking in to sign Jodan Sancho. Then after that, we had a story coming in through from Manchester United and everyone that Jodan Sancho not in the squad of Manchester United on Friday night, and Fabrizio said his future is open ahead of the final 2 weeks of the summer transfer window, as reported today. So when he was out of the squad of Manchester United, all of us were like, maybe something is not okay, and United have gone ahead to agree a deal with a team that wants to sign him, and they don't want to risk him because they believe he might be one of those players that he need to obviously sell and really get in money, and his hefty salary close to £300,000 a week. You know, if you sell him, that means you've gone ahead obviously overcome that hefty salary that has gone ahead to be put onto the guy, onto the team of Manchester United. Now, after the game, Erik Ten Hag told us it wasn't the case. Ten Hag told us that why Sancho was out. He said Jodan in the week had an ear infection and was not 100% fit. He could play, but we made choices that can change. There will be a decision, survival of the fittest. I can only put 20 players in the squad. Now, I tell you, Sancho is yet to collide with Erik Ten Hag again. When you hear about the ear infection and Ten Hag saying that I can only put 20 players in the squad, that shows you that maybe Sancho never qualified to obviously get into the squad of Manchester United. When you look at the forwards that we're having at Manchester United, I think he never really had a chance, because if you're having Garnacho on the bench, Anthony on the bench, you are having Joshua Zirkzee on the bench, you understand? That means almost all positions have gone ahead to be taken. You understand? They had to get in Coley as a midfielder, Eriksson, Scott McTominay. You know, you talk about the defenders, Matthias De Ligt, John Evans. So, and do you think he's really going to be making the bench for all the likes of Luke Shaw, Tyrell Malacia come back? You know, Rasmus Højlund to be here. I think it is really a decision that he took to send a message to Sancho that, please, we are going to sell you. And I think he has already gone ahead to pass it to the people at the club that, please, I'm not going to be working with Sancho. And I know they integrated him into the preseason to obviously clean up his image, such that teams can understand that maybe he has gone ahead to obviously change in his character, and he's now a new breed of a player that can obviously move on and really take himself to where he deserves to be. So let's wait and see how that Sancho story really ends up, but very many clubs have gone ahead obviously show up and show interest in signing the player, and that is really very, very interesting for the club of Manchester United. Then Fabrizio Romano also came up and said Sancho not in the squad for the club of Manchester United, all right. And then he said the possibility for Jadon Sancho to leave Manchester United in the final days of the transfer window. He said there is possibility for Jadon Sancho to leave Manchester United in the final days of the summer transfer window. And we all anticipate that. And we believe that it is really gonna become very, very, very clear in the coming days. I believe this week for Scott McTominay and Jadon Sancho and Lindelof, a deal might be struck as soon as possible. That is it. We are getting it from the club of Manchester United, and it looks like the boy known as Jadon Sancho is really going to be leaving the club of Manchester United, and he will join a club, either Chelsea or PSG, you know. But we all know that he's a hot asset. And by the way, the coming in of Chelsea to obviously show interest in signing this guy is really a very huge boost, because you are now having teams that can really create a bidding war for the player, and that's exactly what I really want. Because if a team has gone ahead to come in through, like Chelsea and shown interest, secondly, after the primary interest coming in from PSG, that shows you that PSG will obviously have what we call a wake-up call and say, all right, we have been deal-dallying around this deal because we've been the only ones interested in the player, but there is now a new person or a new player that has come to obviously show interest into the player, and that will obviously cause them maybe to really hurry up and make a decision of really signing him or not. Because if the manager made the call, I'm talking about Luis Enrique of PSG, to get them Jadon Sancho, then the board has to deliver, and Sancho is open to the move to go to PSG, right? And I believe he's also open to go ahead and really play for the side of Chelsea. So that is Jadon Sancho for you. After that, let's obviously head into France. Last night, Angel Gomes sustained a horrific injury in Lille's match against Reims on Saturday afternoon. Gomes, who now plays in France, was involved in collusion while contesting an aerial ball before crashing into Reims defender Amadou Kone, which resulted in Kone's dismissal. And now, Lille's squad protected him from view while he received treatment from medical staff. He was subsequently stretched off and transported to hospital by an ambulance. Lille have confirmed the player have regained consciousness. So that is Angel Gomes for you. He left Manchester United. United wanted to keep him, but the player was like, I don't have my future. He went, I think he went to Portugal, and from Portugal, Lille signed him, and he's been having a very wonderful time down there. That is the man himself known as Angel Gomes. So Angel Gomes, wish him the best of luck, and I know the hand of the Lord and the hand of Allah that is really so healing is gonna touch him, and the rest is really gonna be history into the mix. So guys, I call upon for your reactions into the comment section about Sancho's departure. Very possible, and his chances are really increasing to leave Manchester United. What do you make about that? And Angel Gomes coming in through to obviously be given a new life down in France after a collision with a Rennes defender. Mason Mount, yesterday, I think he scored a brace. He was on target as Marseille beat a team by 5 goals, and he was really doing wonders. And Dizabi has come out and really spoken hugely about this deal. So guys, thank you for watching through. Rokan David remains my name. I sign out for now. See you later, and I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. The Muslims, may Allah really protect you. Bye-bye, my mates.